All right. Yeah. Well, I was born in Russia, in the east side of Russia, like really, we call it Far East.
Yeah.
More like um, the Asian side of Russia, I would say, like past Siberia,
Okay, yeah.
close to China, Japan, and Korea. And yeah, I lived there till I was 15, and then my parents decided they want to move to New Zealand.
How old are you then?
I was 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and yeah, basically my life changed forever since. So I think about my life as before New Zealand and after New Zealand. Yeah, and then we moved. They moved first, and then I moved the year after because I had this intense back surgery.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I have this condition called scoliosis, and I had to have this surgery because my back was getting really.
As a teen, like in your teen?
Yeah, because when you grow and all these things happening, and I had to. And it's gonna sound intense, but like I had to get some of my ribs removed, and they put this metal rod in my spine.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that took a while, and then after I got that done, I moved to New Zealand, and yeah, had to start my life from scratch.
Crazy. Did the surgery impact you? Did it impact your life today, or like now or back then? Like, was it a big? I'm just curious.
Yeah, it was a huge thing. It was basically 2 surgeries, and so the first one, when they removed the ribs, it was like the chill one.
Yeah.
And then the second one, when they installed that metal rod, basically my body had to get used to it, and then I instantly grew like 5 centimeters.
Crazy.
So that was a big change. So they kind of straightened my spine, kind of. Because what scoliosis is like a curved spine.
Yeah.
And well, I was going with this. Yeah, I couldn't sit for 3 months, and I had to lie down for a long time. So I still have like a habit. Sometimes I'm like eating standing up, and people are like, "Why are you standing up?" I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I mean, but I wouldn't say it's like impacting me like these days. I just get some occasional back pain.
Yeah.
But I try to, be healthy and exercise and whatnot.
And do all that stuff. Crazy.
But yeah, so these 2 huge things happened in my life, and when I moved to New Zealand, I couldn't really speak English. That was another obstacle. That was hard. It was really hard, especially as a teenager going to high school, no friends.
Yeah, what was just that whole transit? Like, do you feel like your identity like shifted completely, like who you were? Did it feel like that? I just often wonder with such a big move, like it's such a culture shock. It's not like
yeah, absolutely. I kind of imagined it in my head. I was like, it's gonna be like those American teen movies when you go to this like high school and these groups, friends groups, and then you go to parties, and there was nothing like that.
Stuff,
nothing like that. It was more like, I would say maybe like an English type of school with like proper uniform. At least that's the school where I went.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a bit more sports orientated, and I was like more like an artsy person, I guess. Maybe not really suitable for me, I guess, in a way. But it was very crazy experience because I didn't have many friends, and I kind of just went into like hardcore studying.
Oh, really?
And because I had to learn English, obviously, and had to like do all the other homework on top of that. So yeah, it took me a while to navigate all this.
Yeah, that would have been tough.
Yeah, it was good though. I mean, like New Zealand school comparing to Russian school, it's if I could speak the language at the time, it would have been like so easy. Because in Russia, it was like we don't get to choose the subjects.
Yeah.
And we have so much homework, and I feel like there's more pressure on, kids.
Yeah.
And in New Zealand, it was, at least the school that I went to, was quite different style of teaching. And one of the biggest differences I found was that everything was done, like all the tests, everything was like in writing. I don't know like if that's the same for you, but in Russia, you basically, like, most of the homework you do, you have to like stand up and present it to the class.
Okay, yeah.
They would just randomly choose your name. They'd be like, okay, today the whole class, we're just gonna ask random people about what they learned from the previous lesson.
Yeah.
So that was always like, you know, anxiety-inducing thing.
Yeah, like performing.
Yeah, because you have to like stand up, go to the board, and.
Do you feel like that's where you're like getting into singing, like?
Oh,
maybe like
no.
I just think like that performing thing, or maybe. Did you always have that, like wanting to? Obviously, I assume like creativity and arts and music was always in the background, but yeah, I'm just curious.
Well, in Russia we have all these like separate art schools and music schools. So you go to normal school, right? And then after that, you can go to or like a sports thing or like an art school or music school. Basically, wherever your parents put you into. Well, my parents noticed that I have some kind of talent, musical talent, I guess. So I remember my granddad brought me just one day, this grand piano turned up at my house, and just a regular piano, not grand piano. And they're like, okay, you're gonna go to a music school. And I was like, oh, what's that?
Okay. Yeah.
And it's just, honestly, it's so common. You like go to music school or an art school, and what a music school is that you go there, like you finish your school like around like 1 o'clock, and then you go to like classes in the afternoon until like, I don't know, 8 o'clock or something. So you choose your main subject, like, or like your instrument, and then you have like I had piano classes, and I had like other days I had theory classes. There's like full on like classical music education. So I had that for 7 years, and then I also did like some art classes and like traditional choir. So there's a lot of like so
there's a lot happening at that time that you're like doing within those spaces and stuff. So I was always doing things like we also have to go to school on Saturdays. So basically no days off, just always doing things, but I was happy to do it. It's just so common, you know. And that mentality, I'm sure like Russian mentality is different to like being in New Zealand, like in Australia. Was that like a shift in the way just people were, or mentality around like school or arts or music? And I don't know what it's like in Russia, like becoming like an artist or becoming a musician as opposed to, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly thought I was gonna go and continue like studying, like doing music, like go to uni and do music.
In New Zealand and stuff?
Oh no, I mean in Russia, before I moved to New Zealand. And then when I moved to New Zealand, I did music in high school as just like a subject, but I don't know. There's so many things to think about, and I kind of just like, I wouldn't say I shifted from music to arts or whatever, but I just decided I want to go to an art school. I don't know. I just like did heaps of painting and like did really well in like my painting class at the time. And I studied art history, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll just go to an art school.
Cool,
that's where I went straight after uni, no break. Straight after high school.
Straight there. So from New Zealand, like when you were...
Yeah, so I did 3 years of school in New Zealand, and then when I was like 18 or almost 19, I went to uni.
For arts.
Yeah.
Cool. And then you did that, and then was music always? Because I know you met Mikey in New Zealand.
Mikey. He's been playing music his whole life, and he's from Christchurch, and he moved to Auckland. That's how we met. We were kind of like had mutual friends. And one day I just like posted on Facebook, like, you know, good old Facebook status days. and I was just like, hey, who wants to start a band? Oh, like, I want to start a band, who wants to join me, kind of thing.
So before then had you played it, or like you played like you learned instruments and stuff, but had you ever?
No, I've never been in a band. Okay. But I feel like, because I used to post a lot of stuff, like random stuff. I still get all these funny memories. I'm sure everyone does. But I think people at the time, they probably didn't take me seriously. They were just like, oh, she's joking. But I was like, I don't know. I was kind of half joking, but half serious. And then when I saw that Mikey replied, posted on my status, like, oh, I'm keen, I thought like, oh, this guy's serious about music. He's playing in so many bands, and he'll be a good fit for. So for you
were like in your 20s or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, and then that just snowballed from there.
Well, I went to an art school, right? And after I graduated art school, I went and studied architecture after that.
Crazy. You've done it all.
Yeah, I just love studying. I don't like my student loan though. Anyway, as soon as I graduated from architecture, I decided I want to move to Melbourne.
What was the reason? You just felt an inclination?
Well, there was so many bands from Australia, especially from Melbourne, that were coming to New Zealand, and everyone that I met, they were like such like cool and interesting people, and they were like, just come to Melbourne, move to Melbourne. And I was like, well, I have to finish this this course that I started just before I started architecture. So it was 3 years after. I was like, okay, I want to move to Melbourne. And I was like to Mikey, I asked Mikey, like, do you want to move and, you know, start a band? And he's like, oh, actually, yeah, I'd be keen.
Crazy.
So that's how it all started.
And then you guys were here. So the main reason was like coming to Melbourne was because of the band thing. Like you felt music, like in New Zealand, the scene just wasn't maybe as big, or it wasn't pulling you as much. Like, was it? Yeah,
well, Auckland, where we were living, it was, it didn't have many venues, and heaps of venues were shutting down at the time. So, I mean, I think I just wanted to move into a bigger city, and I always thought like, I love a bigger city, and I always thought I was going to live in a bigger city. So Auckland's nice, but it's still quite small, even though it's the biggest city in New Zealand.
Yeah, it's still.
So yeah, I think I don't know if I wanted to just only do music. I didn't know really. I just wanted to move. The lead. Yeah. Also, just kind of, I've always lived with my family, and I think that was just the right time for me to move and live on my own.
Do all that.
Be like a proper adult. It was just time for change, I think.
Well, it seems like that's happened a lot, and you're like moving to New Zealand would have been a big change. And then
maybe there's like a pattern.
Do you feel like you're someone that's like gravitates towards like that like change or uncertainty? Because like obviously moving to New Zealand wasn't your decision per se, but like still going through it. And then do you feel, because like I just feel like that move would have been so drastic. It's not like, I feel like it probably would have been easier moving from New Zealand to Melbourne. Like it's very similar culture, and people are pretty similar, and like I'm generalizing, but mostly, but that whole No,
you're right. I think I thought about it a lot actually, and I think me moving to New Zealand from Russia, I've learned so much from that change, and I think now I'm not afraid of a change. I mean, it depends what kind of change, but like I'm not afraid to move and, you know, sell all my things
and just pack
I think, you know, life is all about the experiences and meeting cool people. So if I ever have another opportunity to move, I'll probably move.
Okay, that's mad. That's cool. You have that mentality.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it bleeds into the music thing too. Do you find that like with maybe opportunities that come up, or like I don't know, some experience to tour or something, I don't know, do you try to still embrace that in the music too, in a sense?
What do you mean?
Just like the change, or I don't know, like, you know what I mean, like still through that mentality of what you said from moving.
Oh yeah.
But just with music, like the uncertainty of that, of like who knows what.
Yeah, of course, yeah, like just whatever works best at the time, like I'll do.
Yeah, cool. And in terms of like when you were growing up in Russia, is there things that you distinctly remember, like as a child, and like early influences that, and just upbringing, and
in terms of music or just in general?
Just like live music, just like,
it's interesting that you said that, because like I think a lot about the time when I was growing up, and I think of myself at the time, especially when I was like from the age of 13, I just always thought of myself as like an adult.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I started going to gigs when I was 13, and you know, it was a lot of underage people going to gigs, and nobody cared, which is really bad. Now I'm thinking about it in retrospect. It's just me hanging out with like, 20-year-olds. So like there was some people that were like 25. Nobody asked me about my age, and I was just lucky that no one took advantage of me. I did a lot of crazy stuff, just like get drunk, like super wasted, and just do stupid stuff. Like,
what were the scenes like? What was the music scenes then at the time? Was it like certain genres or that you were going to, or that were?
Yeah, so at the time, that was around 2007 or 6. There were different music scenes in my hometown. It was like a hardcore scene, like punk scene, and then there was this like indie kind of, it's called new rave. I don't know if you've heard of that genre.
No, really,
it's kind of like a dance synth, like indie sleaze, I guess you call it now. And then there was like more of an emo kind of scene. Sometimes they would merge, it was interesting because now I'm thinking about it, I didn't see many women play music.
Oh, really?
And I didn't even think at the time that was weird.
You just sort of accept, like,
I think there was like a one girl drummer and then maybe one guitarist, but I was just like, it's what guys do, they play music. And one time I remember I mentioned to my friend that one day I want to be in a band, and he's just like, what? Like, laughed at me, which is kind of shitty. So it did just kind of discourage me a little bit. I was like, oh, so I can never be in a band. He's like, oh, I really want to see that. I was like, what?
Weird, like,
Okay. I mean, I was 14. I probably like, I don't know, looked a bit funny or something. I don't know. But anyway, I was going to lots of gigs. There was like, the hardcore scene was quite full on because we had this, most of my friends were like in the Antifa movement, and there was heaps of Nazis coming to shows, and there's like all these fights, and they had knives and stuff.
Jeez, like 8 shows you were going to.
One time I was like so terrified.
Oh my god.
So that wasn't cool. But all the other shows, it was just me. I was like best friends with my cousin who's 2 years older than me, and I was trying so hard to be like old, like look older, and like
so you feel like you like almost like grew up fast? It
seems that, like, I'd say so.
Do you think it was just like the environment, or just the way, or just you trying to fit into different subcultures and shit like that? Is that
I think it's all my friends were like 2 or 3 years older. I was the youngest, but I was trying so hard to catch up, and I would always lie about my age and say I was older than what I was. Even when I was like meeting some guys, and I would tell them I was like, I don't know, 16 or 17 when I was like 14.
Crazy.
It was, very naughty of me. But luckily, like as I said, I was just so lucky that nobody took advantage of me.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever they found out I was 14, they were like, oh my gosh, get out of here.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I just thinking about it now, if I had kids or like, if that was my child, I'd be like
reflect on
horrified.
Do you reflect on that much, on like the way you like going that early on? Like you think nowadays, like, people are a lot more, I think parents are more.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Well,
just with how the world and people are told, like, be careful. And kids can't,
there's way more information about it now. And my parents, well, I guess at the time they already moved to New Zealand. So I was living with my grandparents.
Oh, right.
Oh, my poor grandparents.
So they had right. So you had full freedom, really.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, they would always, they would give me a hard time, but I would just be like, I'm going out and there's nothing you can do about it. I would just leave a note, like, I'm not coming home for the weekend. So that's what they had to deal with, and I'm sorry, grandparents. But yeah, so that was an interesting part of my life. Yeah,
that's cool. And do you feel like, did your family or like family members encourage, or was music around? Like,
always.
What you said. I mean, you got the piano, I know you said, but like, was there, like in the house, music being played, or do you remember like early influences of like, I don't know, it doesn't have to be music per se, but like maybe from, I know, like maybe films and I know books or whatever, like whatever it was. Yeah,
for sure. Well,
or even like philosophers later on. I know you said you like.
My dad plays a lot of different instruments, but he's played in like some bands in the past, but it was nothing like too serious.
But he was around music.
Yeah. He would just always play guitar, like acoustic guitar. We had a trumpet, accordion. It's like really common in Russia to play accordion. And with like, music, my parents would always listen to. When I was first born, they were really into like the 80s music. Maybe that's why I'm so drawn to the 80s kind of disco music, synth kind of orientated music. And then when I was like more like I don't know, like 8 or 9, I discovered heaps of like CDs in my dad's collection. It's always like a dad's collection of something. And I remember it was like a Nirvana CD and Blur or something, and like a bunch of like Russian singers and bands. And I was just always drawn to like bands
and everything like that.
Yeah, and I would just rinse those CDs or like tapes. On my 11th birthday, I asked for like for a Gorillaz album. Demon Days. So that was really mind blowing at the time.
So you were exposed to like a lot early on, like you seemed to just be taking it all in. Like,
well, I think because I grew up in a more like post-Soviet era where we had a lot of like Western influence, and we still had like MTV. We had like Russian MTV. And, I would see all those video clips. Yeah.
So you were getting stuff from the West to like TV.
Yeah, shows. It wasn't like North Korea or anything. But no one would come to my hometown to play gigs. Like no one big. So we had our own, local
scenes and stuff.
Scene. We had a metalcore, whatever was popular, emo-core, those genres, all those bands, screamo. So I was a bit into that, have to admit. And I remember I was just so obsessed with like downloading the music and like getting the CDs. I would just have all these like band names written, like printed out, and I would put it up on the walls, and I would just cross it out. Like if I downloaded it, they just had all these like lists, like really long lists of bands.
Immersed in it, really. Like
it's so weird. It's almost like I was competing with all my like guy friends, because they were like really into music, and they would just like tell me about like, you should listen to this band or something, and I'd be like, well, I know more bands than you. Just like, look at this
numbers game.
And obviously I was really into music. It wasn't just like a competition, but it was just funny. yeah, my whole world was just like, yeah, listen to music everywhere I went. I had this like phone, Sony Ericsson, and it had little speakers connected to it. So just I was one of those people walking around blasting.
Just like blasting shit.
So silly.
Man. And was it seen as like encouraged in Russia or within your family that you like being in a band, or like I know you went into uni for arts and that sort of thing, but to like pursue it as a career, and like what is it and how's the relationship with it now? Because even just talking to people on here a lot on the time, like of that balance of like, you know, still working but like balancing that work and creativity, and like is it worth going into it? I just find it interesting, like, you know, full time or finding that balance and that whole thing.
Well, my family is just like, they've always been so encouraging, and I've never had any like pressure to do like, or like to get into a different career or something. They're just like, oh, you like music, do music. You don't like music anymore, you want to do art, do art, do whatever you like. But sometimes I feel like maybe I kind of wish maybe I got a bit more like, I don't know, pressure or direction, because it's just so many things you can do, and like it's quite overwhelming. And
I still find that now, like it's so hard to go all in on one thing, like especially when you have so many different, as it seems like you do, and still you had and still do, like so many different things that you're into and wanting to pursue and getting, it seems. Well,
my family's still quite like very supportive of anything I do, and I was just so lucky to grow up with my parents, and
and in terms of it now, like work and Kosmetika and like balancing like just like recording and touring, or
we've actually never toured.
Really?
No. Yeah, don't even get me started.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah, I've never toured, so
it's just been Melbourne gigs, obviously.
Yeah, we're working
on
on putting together a tour at the moment. It's crazy. We've been playing for like 7 years.
I guess COVID though.
COVID really
like a couple of years.
Yeah. Really threw us off, and I guess most people too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And are you now work-wise? Like, are you working separate?
I hate my job, but I have to do it, I guess. I wish I didn't do it. It's very, very like draining.
Do you find it drains like the creative side, or do you feel like you go into a different? Because I feel like I quite enjoy my work, but I feel like I still, even if I've had like a long day, I quite enjoy, like I'll do anything to do one of these, or you know what I mean? Like, is that similar?
Well, I've learned how to like, I can separate. I can just, when I leave work, I don't think about it kind of thing, but it's just more like I'm mentally drained sometimes because I have to talk to so many people. So basically I work as a barista at this IT company, and it's like a house barista, so they get like a unlimited coffee. And initially I thought like, oh, that's chill, I can just show up, make coffee and leave. But then it's more to it. It's like people constantly like talking to me, and sometimes unloading some stuff, or some like weird man trying to, I don't know, saying weird things to me. Like for example, somebody the other day asked me like, are you happy? Not just even like random guy, not even my friend or anything. What? Or like they would be like, why are you looking so sad? Or have you eaten? Like things like that.
Yeah, that's why.
And like, or some people trying to razz me. I'd be like, ooh, what's up with your face? You have a resting bitch face. I'm like, are you flirting with me? So things like that, I don't even know how to respond, because I can, give it back to people, but then like they probably like it, so I just give them nothing.
So you're having to deal with a lot of different people at this job.
Yeah, I know. It's almost like I'm like that, bartender that gets older. Like it's like a therapist kind of vibe.
People are just unloading.
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes I don't mind, but obviously you can't be 100% all the time. And, you know, if something happens, I like think about it, and then I go to work and people are like, oh, what's your face? Like, what? I'm like, do you really want to know? So yeah, things like that. I feel like my ideal job would probably be more like, I like working in a team. That's it. Like, I'm working by myself.
Oh, that's why. So you're by yourself.
Yeah, I don't. So I do talk to people, but I don't have like a co-worker.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I don't know. I'm thinking.
Do you feel like it? Yeah. So it drains you a bit. Do you think it does? Do you think it affects like your, like the band stuff or just writing, or do you take something from?
I mean, sometimes I have, like today, I had some good conversations with people and like some kind of deep, meaningful kind of chats. I do get that occasionally, but most of the time it's just like crap small talk.
Yeah, small talk, which can be draining, as I find.
Yeah, see, that's not very like, it's not common in Russia to do small talk.
Is it just straight to the?
Yeah,
Are people more like that though? That's interesting.
I mean, I've lived away from Russia for so long, but I still get so like, why are you talking to me? Like, if you're not saying anything like interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not made for this job.
Interesting. And is it true in Russia? Like, I just remember hearing this in schools, like it's mandatory or it's like part of the curriculum to like read Dostoevsky. Is that like? Yeah. Is that true?
That's true.
That is amazing. So it is true.
Yeah.
Do you remember like?
Yeah. We read a lot of like classical like literature and stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was good. But then obviously some kids are probably not ready for.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine like
heavy stuff.
I remember reading like the Brothers Karamazov.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
You know, maybe 2-3 years ago, and that's like still heavy. Like couldn't imagine reading it at 15 years old.
I remember. I don't know if that was a part of school literature stuff, but I just remember at 14, me and my friend read. I don't know if you've heard of this book called Master and Margarita.
No.
So there was like about religion and kind of devil and so I was when I was a kid I was baptized like Russian Orthodox, and I kind of, I guess in a way, believed in God. And then after reading that book I was just like, okay, maybe I don't believe in God anymore.
Really? So wait, what's it called? I'm gonna have to check.
Master and Margarita.
Master and Margarita. So that really shifted your
whole...
What was it about the book? Like,
it's just like questioning religion and stuff. You really need to read it. It's a really kind of complicated.
Is it fiction? Like in a story?
Yeah, it's all fiction. There's like this devil that comes to Moscow and just all these things happen. He's got this like helper, which is full size like cat, full human size cat.
Yeah. Crazy.
So it's all just kind of like surreal kind of novel. Yeah. Cool.
I mean, like, talk about like Dostoevsky, like the characters he builds. It's so heavy and layered, and it's really like, that's what I love. Like, I really
in a way, it's like it's inspired by like Russian people.
Do you feel like people? I mean, you mentioned like they are a bit more like, not deep, a bit more like want to talk philosophical.
Yeah,
and not
that's true.
Because there's such a rich history and so much literature and like.
For sure. You know, no wonder they say there's like this concept of like the Russian soul, deep Russian soul or something. I think it's in a way it's true. That's another thing I had to learn being away from Russia, that, you know, obviously Russia is not all good and there's a lot of colonial history and a lot of racism. Even like growing up there now, I'm realizing more and more that, you know, all these like racist jokes about, you know, like some native people and stuff. And we had kids from different countries, like immigrant kids in our class, and they would just, you know, people would laugh at them because they wouldn't pronounce words a certain way. So things like that, I'm like, oh my gosh. Now, I mean, obviously I understood at the time it was not good, but now I'm like, I can, especially after moving to a different country, I'm like, oh yeah, I can definitely imagine what it would be like. Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, I think even what you said of that, like those books and stuff being in the curriculum is I think shows like the difference in like schooling and like the importance or maybe the more, I don't know what you'd call it, but I just find that really interesting on that, like that, the literature stuff. I don't know, that's like, and so what did I'm just curious about like the books that you had, and like what would you say your sort of stance on, I guess, God, religion is like now through, I mean, obviously from reading that book, and but just curious on like your like
what do I think about God now?
Yeah, I guess that's the question. Or like, or just through like everything you've lived through and like.
Oh, look, I consider myself a very spiritual person, and I do think that something like God exists, but obviously some people get carried away with religion and like all the rules. But I think it's nice to believe in something. I think there's definitely something out there. I have my own theories about God and the supernatural. I think it's all connected, and aliens and outer space and time travel. I think it's all connected.
Really?
I believe
That's
in all
cool.
that. Yeah, and I feel like,
because I know your latest music video. That was like amazing. Like it's almost like a film, like short film. So you have you think everything's connected.
For sure. A lot of our songs actually, like we've been writing new songs for the new record at the moment, and a lot of the songs about like time and about different realities and time travel and ghosts and stuff like that.
Do you believe in time travel, like stuff? Like, how do you see it?
Well, I've been thinking about it lately. Maybe it could be like the aliens that we see or the ghosts that we see. Maybe it's time travel. Maybe it's people from the future or the past talking to us. Because there's a lot of things that you can't explain.
Oh, for sure. Like, especially when there's like synchronicities or coincidences.
Oh, so weird, right?
Like, I remember a couple months back, this is just like a small example, but I remember, waking up and then seeing my mum look later that morning, and like she asked me like, did you dream about a snake? And I was like, yeah, I dreamed about a snake.
Oh my God.
And then just like a little thing like that, I was like, when you have those moments, it's like outside of like, it's not really explainable. Like she would never ask me that. Like she never asked me that. Like, did I dream? Like we don't really have that conversation. But
he just happened to ask
you that, and she had the same. And I just think
so
of like,
crazy.
That's just one example, and I'm sure you've had count. But just that, like the synchronicities, or like the things that happen that are unexplainable, and then I think there really is like this overriding thing at play, that is, and I think putting it into words is always like, you can't really explain any of this stuff. But,
for sure. And like some people who like fully deny all that or don't believe in that, I think they're just maybe scared. Like a lot of times I try talking to people about aliens or other stuff. They just like, I don't want to talk about it. Some people maybe believe in it, but they refuse to talk about it because it is kind of scary, like if you think about it. But then
it breaks down like that whole, like, because we think we have this control and we know what's happening. It breaks like that whole wall. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but I think that's the problem of our society. Like these days, everyone's just so self-centered, and just with social media and stuff, it's just like me. But we need to think about what exists beyond that, and I think the outer space, like we're just like a small little planet.
But it can get so hard, I'm sure, like because you want to put so much into like the music, and like it matters, but it doesn't. That's what I always think about. Like even when
I know what you mean.
Like
the more you think about it, the more you realize that like nothing actually matters. And like if you think about the outer space and then what you're doing at the moment, it's like doesn't matter. It's just. But then maybe it does in some way.
No, I think it matters and it doesn't. Like I think it mattering and it doesn't. This is just my like what I've come. I think they can like live simultaneously. Like you can do the thing knowing that, and them both being there at the same time. You know, like with a lot of things. But
well, the only thing that I don't understand, obviously a lot of people think about it too, but like why some people deserve really horrible life.
Yeah, that's a hard
and then
one
like we're just sitting here chilling
at
the moment.
I think about that a lot. Yeah.
And I don't know, like people talk about karma, but you see all those dictators and stuff, and they've been living a sweet life. Like, where's the karma? I think
of it like that's the material. Maybe in the material world they have everything, but maybe who knows? You know what I mean? I think about.
Yeah, but in the ideal world they should be dead.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Because they've killed so many people. So you know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand how it works.
Yeah, karma's it's a trippy one, like, or like that reincarnation.
Maybe on a small level, if you do something good, you get it back. But like, I don't know. There's just so many people who've done horrible things and they still never paid for it. So let's think about that.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
It's going really deep right now.
No, I love it. I think about all that a lot. Yeah. Have you had any encounters like when you were younger of like this extraterrestrial, like, or just feelings of like otherworldly things? Because I know obviously you mentioned they come up in like the songwriting, and like you've talked about it before, but
I wish I actually haven't. I mean, I've had some like weird things happen, as in like synchronicity or okay, this one time I went to a psychic with my friend. So she was gonna have like a talk with a psychic, and I was just tagging along. And then after she finished, she said like, I actually paid for your session too. Like, do you want to talk to the psychic lady? And I was like, oh my gosh, like, okay. So I wasn't really ready, or like didn't have many questions to ask. And I can't remember if it was like tarot reading or like some kind of astrology thing. It was so long ago, but basically she just asked me for my date of birth and my name or something. And she had this book and she just like calculating something. Or maybe there was some cards too, I can't remember. Anyway, and she started saying all those things, and at the time didn't make sense. And I was like, oh, that's kind of lame. Like, I asked her something about, I don't know, about my future or something. And then she's just like, oh, you have to do this and don't do this. I was like, what? Doesn't make any sense. And then she would describe some kind of my mom's dreams. And I was like, oh, okay. And I asked my mom, and that's the dreams she was having. And then she would talk about my sick uncle. Like, I never mentioned that. My uncle unfortunately passed away, but he was really sick. Yeah. And she said, you have to, support your dad and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what do you, like, what? I don't understand. But then my parents separated and I, like, stayed with my dad. So that was all sense, Okay. So things like that. And she said, like, you have to continue studying and, like, just really, like, specific things. And then she said that I was going to move to different country, but then I was like, that's everyone moves. So in other details that she mentioned, I still like think about it. It gives me the chills because now it all makes sense.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I think some people are definitely tapped into that non-linear thing of like seeing everything. Very rare. Like, of course there's probably heaps of psychics in that space that are complete frauds and like like that's the deciphering thing, but I think there are people like that. I don't know.
I mean, I try to be like a bit skeptical about those things too. Like, I'm not fully just like woo. It's interesting. I feel like without these thoughts or this supernatural phenomena, like our lives would be boring.
Yeah, I agree. It's nice to like. Well, I think there's definitely something.
Yeah, and I do believe in the energy, like the energy that people bring. Because, you feel that energy of someone's like a shit person. You feel that, I mean.
Well, that in itself is like such a small, like that's a perfect example. Most people would agree to that. Yeah. And that's like a small level of like this of like of the unseen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you can believe that, I think you can. I anyway believe a lot more. Like, yeah.
Are you a religious person?
No, not really. I'd say more like I'd sort of take from different religions and sort of come up to my own.
Yeah, I think
that's
I'm
what
the
I've
same.
sort of come through. Were you someone that always looked at different like religions or philosophies and then sort of...
I'm trying to like find out more about different religions now. But as I said, like when I was a kid, I was baptized, and it was just like I guess like a cultural traditional thing that we did. My family it's never been like, they've never been super religious, but we still had to go to church on Sunday, and then at some point I asked Mom, like, do I really need to go? Because it got to the point when I had to do confession.
Yeah.
And I was like, why do I have to do that as a kid? Because they would ask me questions like, what, like, did you do any bad things? Like, you have to confess of something that you, like, sins. I was like, what sins? I'm like 10. So I went to Mom, I was like, really? And she's like, nah, don't worry about it. And then I kind of stopped. But I remember it was giving me a lot of anxiety because I had to memorize these prayers, and I was like, it was almost like going for this exam or something. So, which is so far from what religion should be. Yeah. Like, you know, like you shouldn't. I did enjoy going to church and just, you know, hearing the choir, like those kind of aspects. And I still, like, at the moment, like, I'm thinking, like, I really want to go and just, like, check out different churches and, like, religious places just for, like, I don't know, spirituality purposes. Just sit there and almost like meditation. That's what it is, right? Essentially. Do you have any practice similar to that? Like meditating? I'm trying to at the moment because I realized I'm a very anxious person, so I actually need to do that for my own health. Have you found it hard? Like, I mean, it takes time to, I think, to know if it works. Like, but I mean, like, it does work. I've done, like, you know, short, like 5-10 minutes. But even just like I'm getting back into reading now, so even just reading in silence, it's just so nice. Oh yeah, especially with how overstimulating everything is at the moment. I don't know how you find it, but I find it so... It's just like you can get bombarded with, and it's so enticing to, like, you can just look at any video you want, or like there's any film like you ever wanted on YouTube, like online, like you can, it's just endless. I find. And I find too, especially, and I'm sure you're the same, and a lot of people I've had on will probably listen, like when you're into so many different things, it's so hard to like not want to, like, and you just end up not looking at anything. No, exactly. So that's why I really appreciate when someone messages me with like a recommendation. All the times when I got a music recommendation, it was like bang on, like I love it. So please send me your music records, because I love when people do that. I mean, if you want me to send something to you, I'll send as well. Yeah. Just ask. That's amazing. Yeah. It's hard. I think that's why it's so important to, like, just read or just have something away from everything. Yeah, well, another thing I've been doing lately, I've been trying to get back into sketching and drawing. And this girl that I know in Russia, she did like a little short course. I wouldn't say it's a course, it's more like a challenge that she just said, like, whoever wants to do like sketching different things every day, like quick sketches. It doesn't have to be like perfect. So that was really good to just sit down and put some music on, make some tea, and just it's not really about, you know, I mean, it's good to like practice your skill, but it's mostly about having fun and being relaxed. And I just completely forgot about that. Like that, maybe that's why I was doing painting and drawing, because it was like very therapeutical. Yeah. Do you find songwriting similar? Yeah, but the way we write music, like songs, like lately I would just come up with like an idea, and then I show it to Mikey, and then he puts it into, like, you know, makes like a proper like structure out of it. Or I mean, it's not like I don't have any say about anything else, but like we just go back and forth, like so like he does something on the song, and then like I say like, oh, maybe we should change these things. And sometimes it can be quite stressful because you're like feeling stuck.
Like personally, or as a band unit, or
no, just like writing music. Yeah.
Do you have those like that classic writer's block thing of like, or it just feels stuck where like no lyrics are coming out?
No, I think it's mostly about like I find it hard like in terms of like production. Like you might have a really good idea and whatnot, but then how to make it like all the little details, how to make it sound like a finished song.
Yeah. Are you trying to like storytell when you write too, or is it more just like subconscious? Like
sometimes.
Because you have some pretty like I think of like Help and like
there was
just like certain songs that are like also I find sort of like almost like inside your brain like those like those thoughts of like doubt or like self-reflection and stuff. I don't know if that's just something I got.
No, for sure, you're right. Yeah. There was a lot of like just taking inspiration from my own like life or whatever. But I feel like with the more new albums and like songs, I've been trying to move away from that and be a bit more like abstract.
Because the new tracks seem like that a bit.
Yeah, and still like to keep it like, you know, a bit funny as well sometimes. Like I don't know, I just go between like super like serious kind of topics and then very like funny basic things that like people laugh. Just a fun song, you know.
Not so serious or deep.
Yeah.
More like the Aussie way, not the Russian way.
No. Well, yeah, that's it. It's like two different personalities.
Yeah, that's cool. You got like, do you feel that split? Like, I don't know.
Definitely. Yeah. It's almost like when I'm speaking English, I'm one person. When I'm speaking Russian, I'm a different person. Yeah. I mean, a little bit.
I know.
I think I used to feel it way more when I first moved to New Zealand. And I feel like my mentality has shifted as well. I think of some things very differently now. So when
in what sense, like?
Sorry?
In what sense? Like, what do you mean?
Just how to explain it? Well, for example, when I was growing up in Russia, there was no talk about mental health or anything like that, or different like disabilities and stuff. So I had to learn a lot about it, like in New Zealand and here, and then just reflect back and just realize like, oh, I've met so many people like that, and I just didn't understand that they were quite like, you know, different. And I don't know, it's just the way people think about I don't know, homeless people, for example, in Russia. People just have this mentality like, oh, like why don't they just go and work? You know, some of them are like, they have arms and legs, why don't just go and like work? So I think I was quite similar in a way when I first moved to New Zealand. I was like, what why are they just like sitting on the street? But you know, now I don't know if it's like different mentality or growing up in general, but I understand like, you know, mental health, a different perspective. Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely more like empathetic now and sympathetic. I think empathy is everything.
And like compassion too.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like that, and even to ourselves, you know, I think it's easier to be compassionate to other people than like ourselves. Like, you know, when you do something maybe not wrong, but something like, I always think like, if that were to happen to someone else, like how would you treat them, you know? Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just that compassion thing of, being compassionate for yourself.
Not everyone's like that though.
Yeah, well, anyway, that's something I guess I assume like.
That's just being a nice person.
But
I know what you mean.
Yeah. But yeah, empathy. Yeah, what you said, empathy.
I feel like everyone has to do something for other people. You can't just do all things for yourself. Otherwise, you know, we exist in like a society, so you have to have a community and like help each other. Like same goes to like, you know, music community and art community. Sometimes it feels like it's like a bit of a competition or something. I hate it.
Do you find that like you get stuck? I definitely feel that too. Like, or when you see something like, oh, why didn't I think of that, or why didn't I? Do you have those thoughts?
Yeah,
sometimes?
or like people like gatekeep stuff. They're like, oh, that's just me.
Yeah,
it's like, come on,
let it out.
Yeah, share and care.
Yeah, right. I don't even know how we got to that. Yeah, the compassion thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like snowballed.
Yeah, but I think actually that, it's funny you say that. Like, I think that everything has like a trickle-on effect too. Like, it could be like you make a good song or make good art, and someone sees that, and then they're gonna take that with them, and that's gonna like produce something else amazing. Or even in a small sense of like, you give the cashier like you just like give them the time of day, and then their like day is gonna be a bit better for the next person. And I think that's sort of what you're talking about before, of like how everything's connected, because you might not think it matters, but I think it does. Like,
for sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, and then when you mentioned the song, like how it affects, or like music that you make or art that you make, how it affects people, I just sort of think about it. I think I like when people just take something like, or like put like their own meaning onto like your art, or see something different in it. I don't really like to explain my songs too much, kind of thing. I think it's cool when people see something else in it. I mean, I would explain it, or like if it was like someone's really interested, I could like.
You like to leave it to the interpretation.
Yeah, and it doesn't really matter, you know. I mean, some of them are pretty self-explanatory, but like if people see some other meaning in it, like it's fine. I don't care. It's never like it has to be a certain way. It's just whatever. Whatever people see in it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's natural to happen anyway. Yeah, you'd think like, I think you often hear of like times when people say like a song maybe they wrote and it's very specific to like a certain thing, but then people interpret it a whole different way.
Oh yeah,
and that's like that's what art. I guess that's what art.
But it's probably annoying for those people, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly why I'm like, I got inspired to write this song, but sometimes maybe it's not necessary to know what it's about, or you just, listen. I mean, some of the lyrics, I must say, the Russian lyrics are probably quite confusing, and if somebody really wanted me to explain, I could. But not a lot of people ask me, actually. And I'm like, okay, people probably don't care about the lyrics. It's just fine. But if it's important to me and like it doesn't matter to other people, it's okay.
Yeah. And how important are, like, I just think like visuals for Kosmetika, and you guys are like, so like the pictures are gone, music video is amazing, and a lot of people love that. I love that one, and obviously like the recent pictures one. Just how important it is. Like,
I think it's very like important.
Merging, the songwriting and the songs to like, if it's the cover art or music videos and all that that you guys have done, because it seems pretty important for you guys. Where I think some bands maybe don't care as much. I don't know. Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah, I feel like it's just maybe because I come from like a art background or something, and I don't know. It's just like art, music, everything, as you said, merging. So, I've always wanted to be like a big visual thing, and in a way, I kind of just want to separate more and more from who I am as a person, and I want to create that character. I don't know if it's something to do with me, being on stage when I was a kid, when we when I went to music school, and I did this like a traditional Russian choir. So we had to put on all this makeup on and wear like traditional dresses, play on like wooden spoons and sing and dance and stuff like that. I just remember being on stage with like, really harsh light, and we were told like we had to put all this makeup on because it looks good from distance, like so people can see your face. So things like that, I feel like it's just like ingrained in my brain now.
So I feel like you bring that into the...
I
think even bright lights, like I feel like in the music videos there are like these.
Yeah.
You do. I don't know.
It's so. Well, I think I love
Like
being
those
a character.
like, yeah.
Yeah, I like being some kind of character, and I think the more people like know about us, of the more fans we get. I kind of just want to separate. Yeah, I want to be like, this is the character and this is me, and I don't really want people to know about like me as a person.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
I think
a bad
of like
thing,
MF Doom or something that has like the mask, and he has that like, you know, I'm sure you know the rapper, yeah, like him having that like villain persona, and no one ever really known really who he was. Well, like, there's a lot of examples.
Or like Gorillas or something.
Yeah, Gorilla, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, obviously people will always know that it's me, but
no, of course.
I just, it's interesting. I don't know about you, but like when I first got social media, I was so keen to just tell people everything about myself. But now I'm just like, oh, like who are these people watching my story? So I'm just like more and more like, maybe I'll just be that character online and like
play into it.
Yeah, like funny, whatever. But yeah, you kind of need to separate for your own sake.
Yeah.
So yeah, same goes for the band. I don't know about everyone else in the band, but I just feel like that about me personally.
So you have that element, because I see, when you go on stage with the music videos, like you have a lot of like the makeup, like that sort of playing into that.
Well, another thing, because I always think about everything I do and analyze it, overanalyze it, and so when I was in art school, I used to paint people on stage, as in like my subject matter for my paintings was musicians and like theater, and I was obsessed with like David Bowie, and was going through a huge David Bowie phase. Maybe because when I was growing up, I didn't know any of that like 70s, 80s musicians. So I had to discover it all myself, and the whole like rock and roll history and stuff. I had to catch up on that, and I was just so blown away, and just constantly painting the David Bowie. Grace Jones, and I was just imagining like, wow, like that'd be so cool to be that person on stage, like just a character on stage. So I feel like it's in a way my art practice evolved into like music practice. Like I feel like I always thought like, oh, it's so sad I don't paint anymore, but then I mean, I don't have a studio, so I was really spoiled with having my studio. But I feel like maybe in a way, music or the band is the next step in my art.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you bring, it's like the same, like you're bringing a feeling to the performance or the songwriting, which is the same as paint, like you're painting, right.
I feel like I almost apply the same principles like in my songwriting, like. For example, like when I was painting, I would just be like painting one thing, and if I didn't like it, I just turn it upside down, paint over it. I was always very like messy and just whatever, and then I see something there and I like work on it. Same as like music. Sometimes I'm just like, let's just do a bunch of stuff, and then we can like extract something. So like pull it out and I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't work, but
you're still trying to bring.
I'm just a very intuitive person. Just like do whatever, and then see if I have something good in there.
So you trust that.
Yeah.
And then that's cool. And then obviously with the band, you do that, and then other ideas come from others, and
you meet
sometimes halfway or whatever. Yeah.
I think it's mostly me, Mikey. On the last album we did have a bit more collaboration, but it's
mainly just you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm open to ideas. If somebody has like a very specific concept, or like they think something should be changed, like I'm really just open for it. But yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, I think about that too. Of like, I think everything we do is like connected in the same way of what you're talking about. I just mean like me doing this and me playing, like I played football and like that. I feel like that's like I bring the same. Like it's different, but it's still like I see it as like the same thing in a way. Like
I know what you mean.
Like I think anything can be like
you like, doing it for the people, and then you like get something back from that.
Or like just being in the moment of it. Like it's just like a different vehicle.
Yeah, of course.
Like for the I don't know if you
I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sort of what but I just sort of talking what you meant.
You like drawing the parallels.
Exactly.
Yeah, nice.
Exactly. So you guys are writing at the moment, like, or you got something?
Yeah,
because the album Luxury came out 2024 last year. Was it this?
Yes,
yeah,
last year, but it was kind of like combination of like we at some point we had like both of the albums almost ready at the same time.
Okay.
The illustration one before that and Luxury. So, and then we wrote like more songs for Luxury and kind of separated them. But it's funny because I think of those songs as like more like old Kosmetika songs now.
Okay.
Just kind of like post lockdown or like in lockdown, we wrote a bunch of them. And all these new songs are like quite new, and I really want them to be finished soon. So it's kind of more like a momentum, and we can, I don't know when we can release it, maybe like sometime next year, but we've got most of the songs ready, just they need to be, you know, perfected and engineered, and that's what I'm like, I don't know about it. I mean, I should really learn a lot, because Mikey's amazing and he's done amazing work on the other album illustration.
Of course.
But it's quite overwhelming.
I can imagine. And what's it like living with your partner who's also like your band member? Like, how is that? Like, do you know what I mean? Is there ever like, I don't know, I mean, because you guys record here too,
but it's kind of like at the moment it's, you know, it's our hobby, so it's not like we're like working, but it's more like it's really fun, you know. Just I've always thought like I'll have a partner that I have like this thing in common with. Amazing. I'll just be working on something together. That's always been my goal. And, it's fun. It can be quite challenging sometimes because you're so comfortable with each other, so you can just say whatever, and maybe sometimes you don't think about what you say, and you're like, oh, what's this? I don't like it. And then the other person's like, oh, you don't like what I did? So you have to like kind of pick and choose. But on the other hand, it's really, really good because you are comfortable with each other and showing ideas, and it's just really natural kind of thing. But in saying that, I really don't want us to be like, you know, oh, it's just the couples band kind of thing. Because initially when we got together, when we first started writing songs, we weren't a couple, so it was never just like I joined or Mikey joined, you know what I mean? It's like we started as just like two people trying to make music. And I don't think it's ever gonna be like we're writing love songs or something. Because there were a couple of interviews that we did, and people were just like, oh, couple.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, but you know, we're professional.
You gotta balance those. And then hopefully some tours, you were saying, like, like at least more shows in Melbourne.
Definitely.
Do you like the touring aspect, or like not touring, playing shows aspect, or like being?
I love it. It's taken me a long time to realize what I need to do on stage, like, as in like my stage performance and presence. I don't know if it's been like I'm suspecting I'm neurodivergent person, that's just like basing on my style of living, but like I just sometimes just focus on one thing and I don't think about like, I don't know, the way I move on stage or I think I'm definitely way better at it now, but when we first started I was just like, so many things going on, I have to play, I have to sing and still have to, you know, not look boring, like how do I do this? It's quite different from, you know, when I was performing in music school and when I would just like play piano, but that's just singing and playing. That's it was a lot to learn, but I feel like I'm getting there.
Amazing.
You've never seen us play, have you?
No, I've got to get down there. Like I said, I've had Luxury on, I reckon, like that Pictures Are Gone track for a while, and then I went back to the album and like the mirror track and Help, and there's some really nice tracks on there that
thank you
really like, and they stay in your head, and the melodies and hooks, it's and drawing from so many influences too. Like can't really like box the sound in. It's like it's synthy, post-punk.
Yeah, I guess
like,
that's our whole thing. We don't really like compromise. We just like, okay, this song is one style. This other song is a different style. Yeah. But maybe this new album is a bit more like in one style in a way. Oh, actually, I don't know. Yeah, there are some different tracks. But I feel like this new album is more like deep philosophical kind of vibe.
Really? Yeah. And that's probably what you said, like maybe from what you're taking in now. In terms of it, do you think it's coming out in that way, like through your songwriting? Because I think like it is a lot of the time, like what's going to come out is, and someone else mentioned this. I think it might have been Alex McFarlane. Like
you produce what you take.
Yeah, taking exactly.
For
like
sure.
If you're going to take, that's what I think about like this whole era of like, and I'm not the first to say this, and I think someone else mentioned this too. But if you're taking in like, shitty like TikTok videos all day, like it's gonna it's gonna come out in somewhat like as opposed to if you're, not to say you can't be on TikTok, but
I know
you know what I mean, as opposed to reading and maybe like
or just the way it affects your thinking.
Exactly,
like or sometimes you think you came up with this amazing idea and you talk to someone, they're like, oh no, I know, somehow I know about this. So just because we watch the same videos, and then it's the worst when you like somebody sends you something and you're like, oh, I've already seen that. And it's kind of cool, but it's so bad. It's almost like we're becoming this like the same person.
Yeah, I was thinking about. I've seen people mention that, like even with teenagers and stuff. I'm just saying, like
I don't even know.
Like if you're seeing like the same videos, the same trends on the same algorithm, it's gonna produce. Like I think that's playing a part in like the person you're becoming, and like maybe more people. Like there's not as much like individualism.
I know what you mean.
I don't know. I think.
Well, hopefully, soon it will be a shift in. See, I don't really know any kids. I mean, like, no one in my family has like teenagers as kids, or kids as teenagers. So I don't really have that. Like, I don't know what's happening in that world. But I feel like maybe it will be like a pushback.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Because, like, we grew up without that, and then we suddenly got all this social media. I feel like, because are you which?
Yeah, I'm 26.
So
I had like, that's what I think I was like one of the last like ages where like I think it was maybe before 12 and 13. Like I think when I was like about 13 is when like Facebook, I was on Facebook or something. But I that's still young when I think about it like now. But I just remember, my whole childhood there was like maybe one desktop in the house, like
same as us.
Wasn't like so that's
it was limited time that you could go on it.
I just worry about like kids now that are like they don't remember that
they're
time.
Born
they're born into like which is
well that's what I mean. I'm hoping that at some point they're gonna be like, we're sick of it and we're just gonna, I don't know, read books all the time. I don't know. See if that happens.
So you're saying the songwriting is more philosophical and stuff, like the new album, like your
at least for me personally, like I see again, like if somebody sees something else in it or like hears it's like it's very whatever simple or be like okay, that's cool. Because once you put your art out into the world, it doesn't really belong to you. It's just people can do whatever with that, and you have to accept that. I don't know. Otherwise, it's not art. You can't just make something and put it under your bed. It's like if people don't see it, don't hear it, like it's just nothing. I mean, it's kind of just like writing a diary and you write something and you like put it away. Well, art is meant to be for people, right?
Always, yeah.
Yeah,
it's a great way. We'll wrap it up. I usually just leave it on just like what you would say to your younger self or younger people that are getting in the spaces you've been in, music and creating and being in this crazy world, but at the same time doing something they love and that sort of thing.
What would I say to my younger self? I would say maybe don't party too hard, but maybe start a band earlier. Read more books. But I don't know. I wouldn't change much.
And young creatives, like.
What would I say to young creatives? I feel like my advice would be work on your habits and trying to just have like a balance. You know, if you want to do something, just make schedule for it and like make habit out of it, rather than just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do it, and then you don't do it for a long time. You just do a little bit every day, and if you really want to do something, you can do anything as long as you have some kind of goal as well. Yeah, it's all about goals and working towards that. And habits.
Amazing. I think that's a great way to end it.
Cool.
Thanks again for coming on. And
thank you for asking me. It's been a pleasure.
People can check out, I guess, through Spoil Sport records, and I mean, you've got. Yeah,
you can go on our Bandcamp and buy a record, maybe some merch if you like.
Yeah, so you guys had the new T-shirts and shit.
Those are all gone, but we still have some old ones.
Cool.
Yeah, amazing. So check it out.
Amazing. No, thank you again.
Yeah, it's okay.
Peace.